and welcome back. Today I'm going to flush the raw water side, and I'm gonna flush it, and then I'm gonna fill it with antifreeze because you know it's a wet exhaust, so the system has water in it, and that will freeze and potentially damage the system. So I need to flush that. Yeah, so I'm going to mix up a batch of salty and just quick run that through it. This is the product I use. It's called salty. It's a concentrate. It actually says it's for salt removal from vehicles and boats and stuff like that. Even brakes and sails and ropes, diving equipment. Yeah, so it's also has a rust inhibitor. Yeah, when you drain it out, when it dries, it leaves a protective coating. It's very highly concentrated. It's mixed 1 to 100. So yeah, just gonna mix into this container. It's yeah. This is about 5 liters or so. So yeah. That should be enough. It's probably too much, and that is perfect. Watch me spill. Or drop it. Yeah, so that's supposed to quickly turn the engine over. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, it's starting to, you know, the sea strainer down there is pretty full, so I have to get some out before I can put some more in. Yeah, I'm just gonna yeah, that was all 4 liters of salty. through the system, and now we can just do his thing. Yeah, so I'm just gonna tidy up here some. This is it's a mess right now with the engine cover off and all that stuff. This O-ring, yeah, it's a El Cheapo water strainer, and the O-ring won't stay in place, so I'm struggling. And it's very important that it's sealed, because the engine will suck air and it will damage your impeller, or and even worse, the engine is not running. You can siphon raw water in your boat and potentially, yeah, sink or whatever. Probably not, but you don't want to have salt water inside your boat. Anyways, now that's sealed real good. Just take a quick look at the fuel system. I'm gonna drain the water separator just to see how the fuel looks. I mean, I thoroughly cleaned the fuel system last year, but it's always a good idea to check. So yeah, let me find a container real quick, and I'm gonna close up. What's this? Oh. It's taking up a lot of space. I don't really need to be in here anymore. I also have a diaper under the engine to collect, oils and spills and stuff, whatever that's coming from the engine. So, and I know I have a small oil leak on my gearbox, and it's I think it's coming from the input shaft seal, so that is probably worn. So that's why I put the diaper underneath the engine. So if there were any leaks or fuel or water or whatever, it got sucked up into the diaper. So I'm gonna remove that. It's probably full, and I've spilled a lot of water when I flushed the raw water side in the last video. So that's wet and nasty. So yeah, this is a diaper. I'm just gonna carefully remove that. Ooh, that is greasy. And ooh, well, that is so foul. It's a bit dirty down here, but yeah, it's to be expected, I guess. Cleans up nicely. Yeah, so let's see where this takes us. I'm gonna set the camera up and drain the fuel system. I'm gonna remove the water separator. I'm just gonna undo 2 nuts. Because there's not much room underneath, so in order to really get a feeling for how much water is in there, I need to remove it. Otherwise, if I miss, all the fuel would just drain into the bilge, and I don't really want to do that. So let's see how this goes. Oops. I think it's clean diesel now. Plug it up again. Oh, this is a mess. There's also an O-ring between this plastic nut and the casing. So let's see how this goes. Ooh. Yeah, there's actually a bit of crud in there, and yeah, so a little bit of water, but it's not really that bad. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. So good thing I checked. I'm probably going to have to swap out the diesel filter as well, because this is quite cruddy. It'll be fun to see what that looks like. But, yeah, this is not great, but it's not bad. It's not just not great. And I'm going to just screw it back together. So, and like so. Like this, and not a drop spilled. I like that. Great. Yeah, so I shoved the container underneath the fuel filter housing. So just going to carefully remove that. This is going to be a mess. If this, oh, this goes well. Ooh, I'm buying a lottery ticket. Oops. I'm buying lottery tickets. Copper washer and bolt. And let's see if I can fish this container out without dumping it all. Oh. So let's see. Ooh. Oh, this is nasty. This is even more nasty. Oh, that is actually a lot of water. Wow, that's interesting. It's actually a lot of crud in the filter as well. Or filter bowl. The filter itself doesn't look that terrible. Yeah. Good thing I'm changing it. Now, I hope that footage wasn't too dark. Yeah, that was a lot of water and residue. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, it's got water in there, a lot actually. There's some paint from the outside, some flakings, and there is some residue in the bottom. So yeah, that is not good. But yeah, we're changing it now. Put you down there, and I'm gonna quickly remove this. I have a confession to make. When I was doing the fuel filter, I plain and simply forgot to push record on the camera. But luckily I also forgot to put some two-stroke oil in the filter. I like to leave some two-stroke oil in the fuel system over winter, just to keep it somewhat lubricated. I don't think it is absolutely necessary, but it makes me feel good, right? So yeah, that's why I do that. So I am going to pretend that I am going to, or in the middle of, switching the fuel filter. So I'm going to disassembly and assembly and put some two-stroke oil in the cup. So here we go. So I'm gonna quickly disassemble the fuel filter again. This time I know there's not much fuel in it, so I guess I don't have to be as careful. There's probably some. This is okay. Yeah. Yeah. Some fuel has found its way in the filter. Also trying out a new camera. Well, it's not a new camera, it's an old camera, but I'm trying it out. Ah, jeez. So, quickly, I'm just gonna this is kind of weird. Oops. Ah. For good measure. One more. Okay, now that's done. I'm just gonna reassemble. It's the reversal of disassemble, maybe? Okay, and now we are going to put it all back together. I'm just gonna check that my O-ring is still in place. It is. And I'm just gonna put the filter cup back. This is now full of delicious two-stroke oil. So if I can, yes, thank you. So, that wasn't very hard, was it? case of doing it enough times. Practice makes perfect, right? Right. Looks okay. Just gonna need my light. I also neglected to bring with me my flashlight, so I have to use my phone. So the only thing that's left now is just to bleed the fuel system, and I'm gonna do that by opening the bleed screw. I think I'm gonna put a container underneath just to be safe. Okay, so how did I ever is this even possible? Nah, can't be. Okay, let me rethink this. Maybe if I... What is your problem now? How did I even... Yeah. I'm trying out the original stupid old diaphragm pump. Well, I might be surprised. Nah, this is not gonna happen. I ain't doing this. I'm gonna have to remove the engine cover, the engine box, to get access to the hand pump. So this is my hand pump. I'm just gonna pump that till diesel comes out. Well, it's already flowing diesel out of this bleed screw, so I'm just gonna tighten it all up again. And oh yeah, this is full. Yeah, I hope the footage was okay. The filter is changed, and I was afraid that the filter I bought was not the correct one, because it, like I mentioned, I think you can actually get 2 different filters for this vintage engine, and so I had to find a site online which you know, yeah, you can compare part numbers on the filters, and it seemed to be the correct one, but it was the only one I could find that came with the O-ring. I couldn't find any kit that included the copper washer, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It's just that I didn't find it quick. And then I'm gonna replace the salty with the antifreeze. And yeah. So, but now I need a cup of coffee. Oh, I'm not made for crawling around on the floor anymore. Getting too old. I'm gonna put some diesel treatment in the tank, because yeah, it prevents moisture and water in the system, and it prevents bacterial growth. So I think that is a really good idea to do. I would like to drain my tanks. Some people would like to just fill them up. I think both is fine. I don't see a problem with either. But yeah, not everybody has the opportunity to drain a whole fuel system. I only have 60 liters, so it's in the realm of, you know, what is possible. But I don't think I need to do that. I rather just fill it up to the brim and just put diesel treatment in there, some fuel stabilizer, if you will. Yeah, so that's that. I still have to flush out the salty with some antifreeze, but I completely forgot to buy antifreeze, so that will be next time. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.